The X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome to the X Zone, everyone. My name is Rob McConnell, coming to you from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Worldwide toll-free, 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com. And our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. Don't forget, our podcasts are available 7/24, 365 with our compliments and the compliments of our advertisers at www.xzonepodcast.com. We use the song Easy Money by Valdi as the intro for this segment, and at the very end of the first chorus, he says, "Easy money's so hard to find." Well, you know what? That's not true, X Zone Nation. My guest this hour is Lambros Klouvidakis from Chatsworth, Ontario, and this gentleman is going to rock your world. He's going to change your world. He's going to give you, in your hands, the key to financial success. And all we're asking you to do is, over the next hour, pay attention, listen, and this man will change your life forever. Once again, joining me from Chatsworth, Ontario is Lambros Klouvidakis. And Lambros, welcome to the X Zone.
Hello, Robert. Thank you.
Tell our listeners a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm a commercial pilot, besides enjoying studying money. I live up north. I like cheesecake.
Hey, who doesn't? That's great stuff.
And I spend the better part of my life just studying currency, really, and I have a bachelor's of science.
What was it that got you interested in studying currencies?
A long time ago, I took a course, not because I didn't have a totally zero background in the markets. I really took the course to see what they know and what really is being delivered. So what I discovered was what they're teaching you are just guesses. Nobody really knows the behavior of money and how it works and how it moves. And you see this and you hear this every day when you turn on the TV and you look on BNN or on CNN. They tell you, well, if an exchange rate is at this rate, and if it happens to break that high and happens to expand higher, that's where it's going to go. And vice versa if it compresses and goes the other way. And that all tells me nobody really knows what it's doing.
Really?
And they're trying to cover their corners either up or trying to cover their corners going down. So that was the fundamental reason as to why I went and I took a course, and to discover the same is being addressed to people that don't have any background and are just being taken along that path, that blind path of just assuming things without having a real understanding of what is going on and how it really works.
It seems that a lot of the investments that people are making is based on blind faith.
Yes.
That's scary.
Yes, it is. And imagine you go to your advisor, and you can listen to your advisor, and he'll tell you the same thing. Well, it dropped 2%. We were going to try and gain it back. It's reversed, and we gained it over here and lost it over there. It's the same talk. Turn on the TV on CNN Money, you're going to hear the same talk. No one really knows the way it behaves.
Well, we're going to change that as you and I get ready for our commercial break. When we come back, X-Zone Nation, we're going to talk about something called sympathy. Our guest this hour, Lambros Klouvidakis, all the way from Chatsworth, Ontario. He wants to change your life for the best. He wants you to have financial security. And we're going to tell you how you can get all this and much more on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break as the X-Zone continues with yours truly, Rob McConnell, from our studios here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. We'll be back in 2. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X-Zone radio show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Klouvidakis, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X-Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies,
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows,
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Hello, I'm Justina Marsh, and with my dad Pete, we are going to present a new show called Too Good to Be True. Together, we are aiming to discover more truths about this world and beyond. Do you have unanswered questions about the world? Do you ever wonder about aliens, conspiracy theories, or the universe? There are many shows discussing subjects such as pyramids or UFOs, but we want to relay this information based on our own research, including from spiritual means. Hopefully, listeners will be helped with their own beliefs and will appreciate the psychic insights that add to the previous research and information. We both look forward to sharing this insight and beginning this journey with our listeners. Visit xzbn.net for more information about when to listen.
All right, like Steve Miller says, you've got to take the money and run. Lambros Klouvidakis is our special guest this hour. www.semathy.com. That's SEMATHY.com. Lambros, how did you discover the Semathy formula for calculating upcoming market rates?
Okay, just as I mentioned earlier, about 12 years ago, I decided to use my math and scientific skills, and I took a course just to see what the other side knows and really to figure out a way that you can have a better chance of being successful. So then I tried a bunch of different approaches, and it hit me. You have to go all the way back to the beginning, and that's money. So then I knew on the spot that if I was going to come up with something no one else has come up with, I guess I had to define what money is and the way it behaves. And that's right, the way it behaves. Money has a life and with an anatomy just like you and I. So then I thought about, if you want to properly use money, you have to learn to communicate with it, or specifically, you have to learn how it communicates with you, with the rest of the world. So I studied money for years, price action, price movement, kind of like what you see on a ticker tape go up and down.
Right.
So But I never put the two together. And then it really came together. I guess you call it a eureka moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I wonder if I had help. I don't know what kind of help I've had, but it was strange because I was exhausted and I've tried everything, and then it came together, and I created a tool that can change the world by changing the way you look and think about the behavior of money. And that secret of Simothy is language. Believe me, it's a language. And if you don't understand it, I come to a conclusion very quick. You can't manage it. It will manage you. And that language of money is mathematics. And just like as you put letters together to make words and communicate, I put the numbers in the right sequence so it can communicate. And it tells you its movements through mathematical equations. And those equations allows me to pass on that message to others who join me. Really, that's the basic service. So you may ask, how do I use this?
Yeah.
For Simothy members, it's easy. I do the calculations that indicate the movement of the forthcoming rates, and Simothy members use that information to make their own trades and decisions. And if they wish not to trade right away, and they wish to make an assessment and have their own little review period, by all means, that's fine as well.
So,
it's better to...
So are you saying that the average person, the non-investing person, can actually break through all of these well-known barriers and actually use this system to make money?
Remember thinking, Robert, when sometimes you ask yourself, I'm missing something?
Yeah.
I don't know where to find that thing that would help me stop worrying and feel a little more secure in this world.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
I sure do.
So when you log on to Simothy, you'll learn about that missing something. You'll become aware about that mathematical process I discovered. And I've made it so easy, the process that could impact your own financial worth more than any other thing in your life. Best of all, when you become a member and you learn how to do it for yourself, you will be the master of your own success with my intelligence, my economic intel that not even a bank can provide for you. They don't even know. Let me tell you a story.
Sure.
I'll bring this home for you and the listeners. A friend of mine, let's say his name is George for privacy. George has an uncle who is wealthy and made quite a bit of money in his time. And we've all heard this, where George said something to me, and at that time he didn't realize what he triggered. He said his rich uncle was going to share with George the secret of how he got where he is in life. Now George is doing those same things, and I can see he's going to be really successful because of his uncle's willingness to share what he knows.
Mm-hmm.
That got me thinking, what would that be like? What if you could be privy to this? What if you knew that certain something that could create and cause that breakthrough would be like for you? Or how about just paying simple problems like bills and making up for lost income? So from that, I've been able to create something that could be like a rich uncle for anyone. I think that's a good way to put it. I guess I just randomly just thought of that. Really, that's what it is. And it's a program that opens up a doorway.
How long
and it gives you
How long is the learning process in order for somebody to join Simothy? They take a little bit of time, and how long does it take them to actually start seeing the money starting to accumulate that they've earned using your process?
It wouldn't take long. Just like this morning, I had phone calls from the United States telling me, thank you, Lambros. It was I made approximately $275 in 20 minutes. Unbelievable. The compliments that I receive are great. Now, to get involved is very easy. For those that don't know, I offer inexpensive seminars. And you're not going to be walking home with an encyclopedia with books, and it's a workshop. It's practical. You just bring your laptop, and it's completely pragmatic. When you leave by Sunday, you basically know you're not going to learn technical charts and technical analysis it's irrelevant because I'm doing all the work for you to begin with. So what you're going to learn is just how to use the software and what you're reading and what you're looking at and how to respond to when I do make an announcement, what you're supposed to do. It's very easy. Very, very easy. And for those that already are experienced, they can just simply become members right away at $60 a month. They're like, that's the price of a cell phone bill.
Yeah.
Not a lot. $2 a day.
And all this is just by going to your website at www.semathy.com.
Yes. I suggest everyone to go to that website because making substantial claims like that is one thing, but to actually show the evidence is another. So I think one of my primary reasons is to have the people go there and actually see it for themselves and see that what was yesterday impossible, it isn't anymore, and I can really help the money-strapped public.
Tell me something. Why do you want to give this formula away to your members instead of keeping it to yourself and making all this money yourself?
Oh, no. I'm not giving the formula away. I'm offering the service.
Oh, all right. So why would you give the service away and help other people make money?
Why not? It's called morals. Why not? Nobody else is helping them.
Well, I know, and this is what I was getting at. You know, people on Wall Street aren't helping the people. Bankers aren't helping the people. Credit granting institutions aren't helping people. And yet here you are saying, listen, for $60 a month, I'm going to help you make money.
Isn't that funny? I know. You never know from where the snake is going to come out of which hole. And since you've brought that up, Robert, I'll tell you something. And it'll probably shock you with the faith that you have in these institutions. While I was on my 12-year research, and I seen that I was coming very, very close to something that was very big, I decided to do a little searching myself, and I decided to call banks. Our good old friendly banks. So I would pick up the phone, and because of my academia, I managed to get into the executive level, and I'm not going to mention names. So I call the Bank of America, and I say, this is who I am, and this is what I have. And they were like, yeah, right. We don't have anyone like that. So I said, can you do me a favor, sir? Can you give me a private line or an email? And then they went on to say, no, I'll give you my private number. So I would randomly call in and tell this gentleman that the euro is going to go there in the next 25 minutes. Yeah, right. It was constantly, that was their reaction for the first several times. And then I would use a stock, and I would say ExxonMobil will be dropping 15 cents in the next 3 hours. After several times, I never received a response after that, which tells me that these people are starting to really believe that I have something. So 40 days down the road, they call me and they say, Lambros? Yes. And I knew from that tone they were flabbergasted and frustrated. And they said, we don't know who you are. We don't know how you're doing what you're doing. We have 750 traders here downtown in Manhattan here. And no one has the capability or the probability of doing what you're doing. Okay, that's my whole purpose of my call. Maybe I have something that you don't.
Right.
Maybe I have something that you've been searching for and you didn't know how to come. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to come from in-house. It can come from outside. So what that told me, Robert, is that these people began to believe what I have and spend most of my time with me being generous. They were trying to reverse engineer it. And it didn't take them anywhere. They ended up on a dead-end street. So what they chose to do was hang up the phone. Why they hung up the phone is because I sold myself thinking that I was going to show them something so I can have a job. So they were under the impression that I was doing this for a job. And yet they didn't even want to give me the job, but yet they wanted to take from me what I have. And then I went on to do the same thing with RBC. I did it to Barclays. I did it to HSBC. I did it to TD. I did it to Citigroup, Deutsche Bank in Germany. No one had a clue. So where did that put me? It put me high up on the pedestal. I knew then and then that I had something so huge that, okay, that's fine. I'm going to tell the whole world about it, and I'm going to help the little guy.
All right, Lambros, stand by, my friend. You and I have to take our news break at the bottom of the hour. Exonation, Lambros Klouvidakis is our special guest. You have to go to his website. I've been there. It's truly amazing. You will see firsthand what this man can do for you. It's very simple. www.semathy.com. That's www.semathy.com. Sound too good to be true? It isn't. This man wants to be part of the solution. He's fed up of everyone else being part of the problem. We'll be back on the other side of this news break. Don't go away.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies,
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows,
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net. Welcome back, everyone. Just a reminder, the X-Chronicles newspaper will be distributed worldwide this coming weekend, and that means for all you people who are expecting it to be on the newsstand, it will be up on the newsstand. Let's see, Monday or Tuesday. That's at www.xchronicles-newspaper.com/newspaperstand.htm. My guest this hour, Exonation, is Lambros Klouvidakis. He is in, up north in Ontario. What city are you in, or what county?
Chatsworth, Ontario.
Chatsworth. I just drew a blank there for a second.
That's okay. Sable Beach area.
Beautiful part of town, part of the province. Certainly is. We're talking about this fascinating formula that you called Semathy. Now, it's available on your website at www.semathy.com. It costs people $60 a month to become members. And what are some of the success stories you can share with our listeners?
I have a fellow who is an engineer for Comcast.
Mm-hmm.
He was behind on his bills, the usual story. I think it was some odd $3,000-$4,000 behind in bills, including health care bills and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his turnaround time, including his living expenses and looking after the newborn that he has and playing catch-up, I think in about 3 months he caught up and he's ahead now. He's above the surface.
My goodness.
And he approximately, I would say, he's if my guess is correct, he hovers between $900 to $1,400 a month in extra income off me.
Now, how much does that cost him?
What it costs him
Mm-hmm.
to... You mean for each time he participates?
Well,
or how much he
all right.
started off with?
Okay, he has to pay the $60 a month membership fee to be part of your
Right.
Of your group. Now, to get all this money, about $900 to $1,400 that he's earning extra, what is his actual investment?
Oh, he started off with what's called the mini account.
Right.
And what he did a test trial, and he started off with $600, and then he took my analysis and If I provided him, for example, a total of 50 points within 50 points will probably represent 10 different announcements.
Yeah.
So on a mini account, that represents $1 a point. That's $50. So very quickly, he came to a conclusion that if he had a standard account, that's $10 a point. That converts to $500.
Unbelievable.
So he ran. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what he did?
I certainly do.
Right. So all these gains on a mini account are represented on a dollar basis. On a standard account, are $10 per point. Now he started off with $500, and then he put in another $2,000 on his own after he reassured himself, and that was fine. That was more than enough. You know where else you can put down $1,500 to $2,000 of your own money in your own account with my intel? And you're earning that kind of money on a monthly basis? I don't think so.
No, I don't. Tell me, why don't the banks use this same method?
They don't know. If you want an honest answer, they don't know. They've always thought that they could probably move the market based on money, based on volume. That's not always the case.
But it sounds that if the banks, credit bureaus, credit granting institutions, even the government used this method, it would really help the economy.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. I have people telling me now that, oh my God, you can control the market with what you know. What would happen if you had such a volume base? You already know how it works. That's the funny reaction that I receive from people.
I would imagine with this knowledge that you have and the way that you can actually show, and you've shown bankers that your system does work, that there must be some people out there on Wall Street or in the banking industry who would love to get their hands on your formula.
I see what you're leading to. Yes, I've had some interesting inquiries. I've had some people in Wall Street trying to tell me, try to keep this hush-hush and don't expose it too much to media. You know, you don't want to make a lot of people angry, and let's see if we can broker something, you know, behind closed doors, and everybody will be just fine and happy and dandy, and
who would you make angry?
Go our merry way.
Who would you make angry? Who would get very angry? The banks?
I would think so, yes, because I have something that they don't. It's like coming out on a platform saying you have a cure for cancer. Who are you going to make angry? The pharmaceutical companies.
Exactly.
It would be the same reaction. I would make them angry because I never managed to connect with them secretly to pass this information over to them. But I did it the other way. I took a public. If you take a public means, that makes them angry.
How has your formula, your website been greeted by John Q. Public?
I'm sorry?
How has John Q. Public, what is the feedback you're getting from the public on what you're doing?
The public reaction is growing slowly because I only just registered for Facebook and Twitter I think on the 20th.
I see.
The people that are following me, it's done on a telephone basis. I just randomly pick up the phone and I say, Robert, buy the euro right now. And that's what they do. They run to the computer and they buy it, and they come back and they tell me thank you.
During your seminar, how long is your seminar?
2 days.
During the seminar, for someone who has no idea about how to buy and sell on the internet,
right,
do you take them right through the entire process?
Yes.
So what is the hardest part about what you're doing now? What do you classify as your biggest stumbling point? Everybody's got one.
I think the hardest point is to convince people that I know how the markets work, and they need to see it. And once they see it, and they understand it, and they actually see what I'm claiming is true, then they believe it.
We've talked during the past hour about your website at www.semathy.com. When our listeners go to your website, what will they find there?
A lot of information about who I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a very big website, but it's enough information for them to absorb. But I think the primary direction for people who visit the website is for them to click live market videos. When they go to Simothy.com, click the live market videos, then click, I would say, minute by minute, and then pick a video, whether it's a currency or a stock. And you can just sit there and watch me calculate stock values before they even change in value. And see it. What
was it like after you had come up with this formula and you tried it and you knew that this was working? It's like that you found the Rosetta Stones of foreign exchange.
Right. The whole global financial system, Robert, is on an X-ray machine. I see it on an MRI.
Ah.
It's unbelievable. And to make a note to that, you just know instinctually you have something, because I did a lot of my fundamental work to see, all right, they don't know what I know, then I would move on to the next information piece that I need. And it's agonizing, and you constantly have to reevaluate it, but at the end of the day you find out, oh my God, I'm on my own. It's me versus the world. I have something that they don't, and this is the holy grail. If the banks, if the global financial system, or whether being a Democrat or a Republican, has this information, they can pretty well solve their problem. I really believe they can pretty well solve. They're the only ones. Basically, I've given them the key to the big vaulted door where everyone else is blind, and they are the only ones with vision, and you can actually see what it's doing all day. I can bring up a stock right now, and I can tell you exactly what it's going to do. I don't do that, but I make a lot of people angry because they're publicly traded companies, but I can do that. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. It's just a eureka moment, when you just know everything you've been doing is wrong, just do this. Yeah. You don't know how it led you to that, but it just something tells you just do this.
What I know from doing research on you and being to your website that
Yes.
you're very adept, and you've got your fingers on the pulse of the financial system of the world. Let me ask you this, Lambros. What happened to our economy? Why are we in such bad financial crisis around the world? Your opinion.
To give you an honest answer, I'm not an economist. I don't have the fundamental background to it. But I can tell you something has gone wrong with the handling of money. There's a stretch between the wealthy and the poor.
Yeah.
The middle class is constantly being streamlined. You got the upper class who constantly tells you, give me a little bit more, give me a little bit more. Here's another fee, here's another fee. You take your example from hydro. Before hydro, Grey Bruce Power, it was public.
Yeah.
Then it got sold to British Power. Before it transferred over, your hydro bill was a commercial hydro bill was $700-800. Now you're paying $2,000. Well, I wonder why. There's a lot of elements in this whole equation why things are going wrong. I think privatization is one of them. I really do think part of that problem is that you're taking more money from the little guy. How do you expect him to go to the grocery store to buy that extra piece of meat that he wants, or that extra piece of fish that he wishes to go, or to take his family on a road trip out to Sabo Beach? How do you expect when he's already going to spend about $150 on gas? You've took that away from him.
Exactly. And when you're talking about gas, I don't know how it is in the United States, but up here in Canada, you're taxed on tax on tax on tax on tax on tax.
Everything.
On tax.
Exactly, Robert. Exactly.
Every aspect of the oil refining is taxed. at each and every juncture. So,
And
the consumer
and we have
pays.
more oil that hasn't even been extracted in Saskatchewan. That has more oil than the province of Alberta.
Yeah.
They say Saskatchewan, the northern province of Saskatchewan, has more oil underground than Saudi Arabia. And why are we still paying retail price at the pumps? And half of it is being exported to the United States at a very cheap rate, and then coming back to us at a retail price.
Yeah, so we're selling it to the U.S. It's going down to the U.S. and it's being
Right.
pumped back up here to Canada, and we're paying for, crazy prices. I know here in Hamilton, we drive down to Niagara Falls, New York, or Buffalo, New York, and we save money on our fill-ups.
You wonder where that definition of success. I think they're trying to redefine success by taking more out of the little guy. That's basically what it is. It's just it's funny. If you want that little guy to go to the mall and buy his new pair of shoes, or you want that father to go be able to give that gift to his wife, well, you have to give to take.
That's right.
It seems like they're only taking, and they're not. How do you expect that person to give then?
And we can see what's happening in our healthcare system here. We can see what's happening with the cost of food.
Right.
It's going crazy. It
Right.
has to come to a head sometime.
Right, and if you look at all those things, I decided to myself, no, hold on. I've got the holy grail of the financial system. No, I'm going to do what the banks aren't doing. The banks can easily merge with me, take over me, and take my program and cater to the public. But no, they're too into their own world. You know what I think it is? I think they're just out of touch. I think they just are really out of touch with reality. They really don't know, and they're not really new choices that the banks have. They just haven't looked at those choices. They don't need to be armed with new choices. They just need to remind them of the old choices.
That's right.
They're just out of touch.
Lambros, stand by, old friend. You and I have to take our commercial break here. We'll be back shortly.
Right.
Exo Nation, do yourself a favor. I'd like you to visit this website, www.semathy.com. That's www.semathy.com. Lambros Klouvidakis, is our special guest. And we'll be back on the other side of this break as we continue from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Hello, I'm Pete Marsh. With my daughter Justina, we will be presenting the new radio show, Too Good to Be True. If something seems too good to be true, it usually is. But with the help of Justina's amazing gifts, we're going to gain insight into questions that don't yet have complete answers. Have you wondered who built Stonehenge and for what reason? Why are crop circles found in the same region as Stonehenge and elsewhere? Are crop circles a hoax, or are they created with technologies that we have little knowledge of? Who built the pyramids in Egypt and also in other countries? How and why were they built? Was the Titanic switched with the Britannic as part of a gigantic insurance fraud, or for more insidious reasons? What caused the Tunguska event when trees were flattened over an 800 square mile area in Siberia? Will the new insights be too good to be true? Well, that will depend on what you are prepared to believe. Please join us as we start on this journey together. For more information on Too Good to Be True, visit www.xzbn.net.
Dreams are our personal gateways into infinite wisdom. Don't miss shamanic counselor and indigenously trained dream decoder Sandra Corcoran's inspiring book, Shamanic Awakening Between the Dark and the Daylight. This remarkable work chronicles Sandra's 35 years of experience with diverse wisdom keepers and her initiations throughout the Americas and across the British Isles, Turkey, Greece, and Egypt. Sandy's knowledge of symbology, psychology, and myth influenced her dream blog and workshops. Sandy offers private tarot readings, international journeys, a meditative CD, as well as her book, Shamanic Awakening, to encourage you as you navigate this earth walk, creating a deeper connection to yourself and all that is. Find this and more at Sandy's website, starwalkervisions.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking about money this hour here in the X Zone, and our guest this hour is Lambros Klouvidakis, and he wants you to be successful. He wants you to have everything that I guess we can say money can buy, because he has a system that will get you that. And all you have to do is go to www.semathy.com. It's that simple, X Zone Nation. I have to ask you this, Lambros. In the end, are you saying that you've created a mathematical calculation that takes the guesswork out of the markets?
The truth is yes. The value and the real benefit is understanding it, and only seeing is believing, Robert.
Wow.
The work, the announcements help you push the reset button on your own personal financial life. And the insights allow you to anticipate, I guess understand it, and work through obstacles that stand in the way of your own decision making. And now let me explain what that means. Most people always thought of investing as gambling. And the reason they think that is no matter what people tell you about success rates, no one really knows whether to believe their investments will do well, which is what I mentioned earlier in the show. My friend's father used to say something along the lines, you hear this probably before, that it's a crapshoot.
Yes.
I disagreed. And I changed my mind one year when I took that course. And I did pay a lot of money for that course, and many people do pay a lot of money for these cash crop courses.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't getting anything new. And especially now, no one can afford to gamble with their money. People work hard for their money.
Yes.
I work hard for my money. I've done well for myself. But unfortunately, because of what I know, when I set up my account with my broker, there were too many eyes over my account as to what's going on here, how this account could be making money by the minute, or this guy's 99% accurate. Everybody was watching my account.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all the vultures trying to find out what I'm doing, and then the software will become glitchy, and all sorts of funny stuff were going on. So then I had a friend on the inside who told me, Lambros, close your account. So that is the reason why I'm doing it this way. So I'm kind of like the general hiding behind the army. So it's a trade secret, it's not patentable, so this is why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. So with me, you don't have to gamble.
Yeah.
You're seeing a new kind of math to forge your own destiny. It's a phenomenal change in the way you look at the behavior of money when somebody else is telling you what to do. And the workshops are not the same trading workshops have people experienced. And they don't get the same kind of guesses out of the market you get in other places. One seminar, I'm going to tell you, somebody asked me a question, well, how do you know what you know is correct? And I said to him, all right. I said, I'm going to tell you a little story.
Lambros, we've got about 20 seconds left.
Oh.
Yeah, well, we're going to have you back on to finish this, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot of questions from listeners who are going to be listening to this over the next 24 hours. Lambros, thank you very much for joining us. I wish you much success. And X Zone Nation, all you have to do to get more information, start making money today. It's that simple. Go to www.semathy.com. That's www.semathy.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news at 6.5 minutes past the hour as the X Zone continues from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. We'll be back after the news. Don't go away.